Well, hello there, YouTube family. It's been far too long since I have gone live. I just wrapped up my workday, and I figured I've got about 30 minutes until I got to hit the road, get home to my fam. So I figured I'd just hop on here, do a live Q&A session for you guys real quick, because it's been a few weeks and it's been crazy. We've been in and out of town. It was our anniversary. We took an awesome getaway to the coast. It was the first time. I don't even know how long. It's been a long time since we have traveled away somewhere without it being a conference, meetups, sourcing trips, that kind of stuff. So it was just, we got a hotel right on the beach, and it was incredible. Two and a half days of just chill relaxation. So I'm gonna go live for about 30 minutes here, do a little Q&A session for you guys. We will be back on track with our regular Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific time, starting this coming week. So I do apologize for the last few weeks. We have not gone live, but I've made up for not going live by posting a lot more actual content, tutorials, showing you guys just basically some of the cool stuff that we've been able to find and flip over the last several weeks. So first question, how are you guys doing? I see we got a bunch of people I know in here. Shout out to Lauren, Coal City Loot. I see Four-Eyed Hustler. We got Martha, Tom, McDonald's to Millionaire up in the house. Be sure to follow all these people on Instagram. Definitely familiar faces up in here. What's going on, guys? Second question, how are you guys liking the kind of new, fresh content that we've been doing? Instead of doing these long, drawn-out 45-minute vlogs like sometimes we've done in the past, what I figured I'd start doing is, while I'm doing my regular work anyways, which is prepping and shipping and ordering, I'm just going to start doing these little clips, and that's where they're almost tutorials in a sense, but also a what sold video. It's like if you took a what sold and a shipping tutorial and put them in one. That's kind of what the flow has been. So are you guys enjoying that type of content lately? Because if you are, I'll keep doing it, because we ship this kind of stuff every single day, and I'm just going to keep turning that camera on every single time we're shipping stuff out, just to give you guys some tips or maybe a bolo here and there. I just figure it might help some people out. So if you guys enjoy that, just let me know and I'll keep doing it. And also, huge request, if you guys enjoy the content, also start smashing that thumbs up button, because it really does help. It helps with the algorithm. It helps drive more views, which equals more AdSense revenue from the YouTube side. But I don't care about any of that. I care because I create content based around where demand is. So if I see that I post a bunch of videos and certain ones are getting a lot of thumbs up, that shows me as the creator that you guys enjoy that type of video, and I'll make more of those. Meanwhile, I might be producing other videos that don't get hardly any engagement, no likes, or I mean, not no likes, but the likes engagement is very low. I'm not going to create as much of those. So that helps us out tremendously if you guys do hit that that thumbs up / like button, and leave a comment. The comment is huge when it comes to engaging. And I'm going through and starting to comment back and check those every single day now. So without further ado, let's dive into Q&A session. That's what we are here for. I've got about 30 minutes to kill. I am going to be on time. This is not going to be an hour long. This is not going to be an hour and a half. 30 minutes, go. If you guys got questions, and really it could be about anything. I put reselling specifically in the title, but if you guys just want to, let's talk life. I don't care. I'm here for you guys. Speaking of which, I just got this one. Y'all know I love my LaCroix. Cherry lime? Yes. It's actually lemon. It's lemon and lime together. It's cherry or cerise. How do you pronounce this? Who's fancy? How do you pronounce that? I'm not fancy. Cerise, lemon, or lemon. I don't know. But anyways, I'm here for you guys. And of course, I always have to preface Q&A sessions with this. Any answers that come out of my mouth on this channel are always personal opinion, personal experience. You do not have to follow them. You can build the business however you want to build it. But if you want to take a few tips, try them out, go for it. Yeah, shout out to my man, Martin, Real Life FBA, $2 ad budget, plugged my channel. I love it. So if you guys go follow Real Life FBA, not just because of the $2 plug, but I plugged this guy anyways. He's one of our VIP members. And I mean, Martin is a prime example of the type of person we try our best to help and inspire, because he's one of the ones that came in. And I remember when he started FBA, he was at 0 sales, and he's crossing, I I don't know if he wants me to plug out. I'm not going to shout out numbers unless he wants to talk about them, but he can talk about that on his channel. But he's doing crazy revenue and making the profits too. And he actually, as of today, just left. He was in the taxi business. He owned a taxi business. So, he said do it. So to give you guys perspective, he went from 0 to 50K a month is what he's doing. It's kind of crazy, but he went all in. He didn't split his attention between like Amazon, eBay, and this other stuff and kind of do a lot of side hustles. He just went straight in and crushed it. Yeah, 59K in sales last month. That just gives you guys perspective, right? A lot of people use these numbers as motivation. I sure do. So I don't care about like the sales posts and stuff like that. Some people hate it. I use it as motivation because I know I can get there. But Martin's a prime example of somebody who just like went for it. Oh my gosh. Anyways, to finish up that quick story. So Martin, as of today, left the taxi business after 3+ years he was in that. And he's all in. He's got his full-time employee now. Super proud. And then another VIP member. Looks like we've got a little competition going. This is only going to work out for me, guys, if you guys keep upping each other's super chats here. Shout out to Dr. Holiday. Oh, man. Who did $5 super chat. Said, wait, are we playing for plugs? At BFD_hustler on Instagram. Oh, man. So this is one of our members, Richard. Richard also I'm super proud of because Richard is the only person that I know of because he's been tagging me every day. He's the only person that has taken me up on my death pile challenge. And that is simply go through and we had a VIP call. We do a weekly Wednesday night hangout chat. Everyone's on video. And I threw out a challenge, the same type of challenge I've thrown out here on YouTube a couple times. And I told him, he got up and he said he's got this massive death pile. He has not been listing. And I challenged him. I said, just do 3 listings a day for 30 days. And he tagged me on Instagram and did every single day, minimum 3 listings. And not only that, he's gone past that. He's over 50 days deep on that now. He's on 8 weeks listing every single day and just 3 items. That's it. Like, that's all you need. You list 3 items a day. If you know you've got a death pile, whatever the case may be, if you just list 3 items a day, I'm not saying your sales are going to skyrocket and you're going to start making all this money. Like, you're going to see an increase in sales go with that listing. It's just consistency. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. It's the same game here on YouTube. Like, I never was a consistent poster here on YouTube, which shocks. Like, the fact that we have over 100,000 subscribers honestly shocks me because I've never been consistent with posting content. The content that I do post, I try to make it high value, not just post for the sake of posting. But now I've gotten better. You guys can probably all agree I've gotten a lot better at consistent uploads. So we're there. So I've got that going. But it's the same thing with YouTube. The YouTube algorithm likes consistent uploads. They're going to push your videos out into more eyeballs. Same thing with a lot of anything that's search engine based is going to play that way. So those are my 2 paid plugs for the day. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to butcher this name, man. I'm sorry if I do. Is it Cajun? Cajun? You got to help me out with the pronunciation on that. And if I remember correctly, you just hit 10,000 subscribers. So congratulations on that. We got a lot of cool people up and coming in this whole world here. We got Mr. Christopher Grant on board. What's up, my man? If you guys are not following Christopher Grant, we've got some really cool people. I'm not just plugging these guys because they're like part of our like circle, but they're honestly giving out amazing information. So Chris Grant, if you guys want to know tactical arbitrage, go to his channel because he started doing these tactical Tuesdays where he's showing you like tips and tricks for TA, and it's just been awesome. Optimal listing process. I don't believe there's one optimal way. I just think it's personal preference because everyone does it differently. Like, people that use a DSLR camera are going to have a different process than someone like myself. We actually just sold our camera. That was the camera that you guys saw me sell for $325 in that last video. That was our personal photography camera for our eBay store. And now we have an extra iPhone, and it's an iPhone 8 Plus. So it takes great quality photos. And we just use that now. Like, we don't need to play around with the fancy DSLR. Sure, we're not getting as crispy, clean, clear photos as a DSLR can, but it's saving time because it's just like you swipe your contrast up a little bit, boom, hit your photo, and it's good to go. So we are switching up our process a little bit because we're using the phone, so we're not playing around with SD cards. I created a Dropbox, and here's the process. I have a drop-off table, which if you guys watch our Instagram, you've seen like our drop-off tables situations. They're a little loaded right now, which is a good thing. We have tons of product. So I drop stuff off after I buy it. When things are picked to be cleaned and prepped, it's also put into an accounting sheet because I've been on top of our accounting lately. After it's put into the accounting sheet, it gets cleaned, prepped, if it needs tested, depending if it's clothing, electronics, etc. Once that's done, and I'm just looking over here because that's like our workstation, so I make sure I get this step by step in order. That's step 2. Step 3 is it goes to photos. Once it's photoed, it goes back into the bin that it was pulled from. And then once that whole bin is done, that bin gets labeled with whatever is next up. Like right now, we have shelves that fit 3 totes. So we have A, 1, 2, 3, B, 1, 2, 3. And we just go down the route. I think we're at F. Yeah, we're at F right now. And that's the downstairs inventory. The upstairs inventory has a different SKU system because now we're going to merge everything from 2 eBay accounts to 1. And we don't want overlapping SKUs. So we have 2 different SKU systems up and downstairs. That's just how we do it. And as far as the Dropbox, once the photos are done, whoever took the photos, because we have 2 employees and myself. So we have 3 of us all taking photos at any given week. So the process we came up with, so we're not overlapping who's listing what and all that kind of jazz that goes with it. When they are done taking photos, they select them and then Dropbox them to their own Dropbox and then delete the photos from the phone. So the photos are in their Dropbox. They can open up their computer, whether they want to list from home. Most of the listing gets done here at the office. So we have a but we have a computer just for one of our guys, Ryan. And so he has his own Dropbox folder. Jamie is our other helper. She has her Dropbox. I have mine. That's kind of the process we came up with. And, from there it's listed. It gets, the listing is pretty simple. We create the listing from, I will say this. We create the listing from the desktop because it's just so much quicker. And then we upload the photos from the phone, whether they want to do it. We're still kind of 50-50 on which method is best. Like upload the photos from Dropbox on your desktop during the time of listing, or do a bunch of drafts. And then I personally go from my phone and I directly upload that way. There's so many ways to list and processes and all this stuff. It really does come down to personal preference though. Are some ways like a couple seconds faster than others? Sure. But at the end of the day, it's personal preference, whatever you're comfortable with. All right, I am going to be we got like 20 minutes left, so I am going to stay on time. So let me hammer through these. Kaijin. I just got a new offer. Possibly. We'll see. Percentage of income. This is always a great question too. I'm going to do an overview video of our business because you guys know we're Side Hustle Network for a reason. We don't have wifey's calling. We don't have any one type of income that dominates over the others. Like a lot of people will have a full-time standalone Amazon income and then they do YouTube on the side. Ours is pretty split. Like if it was in a pie chart, it would be pretty split between everything we do. And we have it split up a few different ways. Like recently, I've split it up to where we use our local once a month warehouse sale that we host. You guys have probably seen plenty about that by now. Once a month, we open up the doors to the public here in our warehouse. We set up a bunch of product that I buy from liquidation pallets. I spend like $2 or $3 a unit and I sell stuff between $5 and $6. Then it's just a numbers game. How many units can I sell to cover my warehouse rent? So that standalone method has been paying the lease here on the warehouse per month. For the last 3 months. And then from there, we have our eBay income. We have 2 eBay stores, but I just call it, eBay is one. And then from there, we have Amazon FBA. We have YouTube, which YouTube is going to be primarily AdSense. So anytime that you guys see those ads pop up, if you click on that or let it play all the way through, the content creator, myself, would get paid a certain amount of cents, depending on what ad, how would I phrase this? Depending on the brand the brand's bid that the ad was. So if it's like a Disney ad, which you guys won't see because you're not in a Disney category here, you're in reselling. But if Disney puts a bid at like, hey, we'll pay 17 cents per click, then if somebody clicks on that, that's what would be brought in as the revenue. Then, of course, YouTube takes their chunk, just like Amazon and eBay would take a percentage of fees and all that stuff. So that's like the number one way that people go for YouTube revenue is going to be ads. Second to that, and actually more powerful than that, is affiliate marketing. So anytime that we partner with a company and they have an affiliate connection, like we have several, Tactical Arbitrage, Aura, Repricer, all these guys, they will pay us a percentage based on who uses our link to sign up. And this is all pretty common sense stuff, but just kind of an overview of how our business is made up as a whole. From there, we have sponsored videos that we will do. So we get paid X amount of dollars to do sponsored video spots. And we don't do a lot of them. We're pretty picky on like which companies we work with. We don't want to just like, we don't want to be given money just like, hey, plug, unless it's Martin and Richard here. But if I'm going to plug and do a sponsored video, one, it's going to be a product that I use and believe in. Two, it's got to be valuable for you guys too. And then from there, you have Amazon affiliates, which that's like this tiny chunk of cents that they give you. Amazon affiliates is ridiculous. It's such a tiny percentage, but you know, if you're affiliate linking out like cameras and equipment like that, you can make a decent income. But if it's just small stuff, like I make a couple cents by recommending Scotty peelers, and the links in our description, we make a few cents on Scotty peelers. I recommend our lighting setup, like our backdrop, all that kind of stuff you guys see. We do get paid a few cents per item basically, and it adds up to a couple $100 a month. You know, nothing to live off of by any means, but I don't plug. I'm not a huge like salesman, like affiliate pusher much. And that's just personal preference. I have no problem with people that do that. It's just a matter of like where you want your income streams to be dominating. We're pretty spread out, which I'm okay with. I just don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. And I'm sure it's fear driven. Like at the root of it, it's probably fear driven. Oh my gosh, Richard, with the plug. Did someone say plug? BFD_hustler on Instagram. All right, let me hammer through these. Yeah, crispy photos are overrated. Like I've taken my sweet time and done like professional level photos before on products. And at the end of the day, when I'm researching comps on a pair of shoes and I'm worried about how crispy clean I can make that photo look, when I'm looking up comps and I see like a pair of shoes on someone's dirty floor with a McDonald's wrapper next to it and it's sold, I'm not too worried about the pure white background anymore. It's just, I think we all think way too much about it. Ah, that's awesome. Congrats on the 10K. Yeah, I made 10K on subs. That's a really good milestone because then you see that swing start to catch in. Will I be doing RA for Q4? Yes, absolutely. And if you guys are in our VIP group, we're going to be posting a few bolos in there like we do every year. All right, I'm going to try to hammer through as many questions as I can here. Make sure I'm probably not going to get to them all, so I do apologize. I will be going live Tuesday at 5 p.m. I'll plan on a full hour for those episodes. Hey, Chaz, my father and I just started our eBay business about a month ago. We sold a few things, but we're wondering if you have any tips about fluent inventory. We have done yard sales and thrifts. I'm assuming what you're getting at is replenishable product stuff you can get quantity of. So that's like, here's the thing with those business models, right? So the beginner's way to get in this, we still do this, going out to thrift stores, Goodwills, estate sales, garage sales, it's all one-offs. Sometimes you'll get lucky at a Goodwill or a thrift store and find multiples of one item, which is great. That's what you want to build your business to, because when you have quantities or replens, you're taking photos one time, you're creating one listing and multiple quantities, and then it's just you're selling and shipping. There's not this rinse and repeat process of like the prepping and the photos and all that stuff that goes with it. As far as tips, looking into wholesale suppliers, and it's all the typical stuff that you guys always hear. It's making the phone calls, sending out the emails, tons of hours spent on Google diving in, trying to find wholesale suppliers. That's my number one tip. Online arbitrage is another great tip. Even for eBay, there's online arbitrage opportunities if you guys dig for them, to find replenishable products that way. And then the other big one too is just make friends with managers. I'm telling you, like when you can become friends with managers and employees in retail stores, it makes your retail arbitrage business a lot easier. When you get a text or a phone call like, hey, I'm getting ready to clearance this stuff down, you might want to check it out, you'll be the first one in there and get a cherry pick. That's how we've done a lot of our best deals. I know it's not a super in-depth answer. I feel like that's a whole nother video topic I can do though. In your videos, you always show selling videos and video and board games. Any way for new sellers to sell these kind of items? Also, do you require studio lighting for listing photos? I'm assuming you mean for Amazon. So for Amazon, I don't sell board games on Amazon. I sold a few that were factory sealed. And this is back in the day when like thrifting and selling new on Amazon, there was no issue with that. I don't recommend that at all anymore because Amazon is very strict on their policies and they're just continuing to let brands throw out IP claims more and more. So do not list new thrifted items on Amazon. Used is a different scenario, different story. But as far as the new goes, I would stay away from that. As far as video games, is there a way for new sellers to sell these kind of items? Video games should be ungated unless somebody, I mean, it's been 4 years since I signed up. So I haven't been new with Amazon in many years. So I'd be curious if anyone's gone through that recently, if video game gatings are issues. To my knowledge, video games should not be a gated category, but you might have brand gatings. Just had my first return request. Can you go over how you do returns and if need be, USPS insurance claim? How we handle returns, accept the return. That's it. That's all you need to worry about. And I'm assuming we're talking about eBay here. So if you can confirm, Joshua, if that's eBay or Amazon, I'm assuming eBay. So if it's eBay, one, it's going to be an automatic return on the buyer side. So you don't need to do anything. eBay automatically approves it, gives them the label, and then they go and drop it off, gets shipped back to you. Once it's back to you, then you issue your refund. You're good to go. Two is they open up a return request. You have to approve it, deny it, message them, etc. Approve it. And then once that's done, depending if you had free returns or not, you are going to be able to buy them a label or they have to buy their own label and do the return. And then you can accept it. And same process. When you get the item, check it over, you can refund them after that. I've never had to open up a USPS insurance claim. So I can't talk too much on that. So it seems like the goal is to transition into Amazon, but do you think you can make a successful living just off of eBay? Sorry, I'm a noob and lack of knowledge. At Cosmic Wolf, we all started at the noob level, okay? So never feel bad about asking questions. So here's my personal opinion, my personal thought process on that. It seems, the question was, it seems like the goal is to transition into Amazon. That's not necessarily true. The goal, in my opinion, for a long-term scalable business is to go for replenishable products, whether that's wholesale on Amazon or you can go and brand your own items if you want to do private label. You can also do the same methods for eBay. eBay is more work because you have to take the photos, make the listings, and ship the product. That's probably the biggest difference between Amazon FBA and eBay. Is eBay, you have to ship the items, you take care of all the customer service. With Amazon FBA, you'd ship the items, but you ship them all together to Amazon. They do the rest. So Amazon long-term is a much less labor-intensive business. eBay, I know people that do eBay full-time and don't touch Amazon, and they're completely happy with that. I think it comes down to what kind of work you want to do. Some people are lazy and don't want to work. And that's fine. If you want to go Amazon FBA, you can do, here's like the lazy way to do. And I say lazy in the sense of like there's lack of physical labor, not because the business is easy at all. So don't twist my words when I say lazy method. It's just there's no physical work. If you want lazy method for Amazon, do online arbitrage and wholesale and use a prep center. Like there's no physical labor involved on your end. So if you're truly wanting a lazy method, that's the way to do it. Sorry, I got like super dry throat today. I am a workaholic. I love it. I genuinely love this shit. That's why I show up and I don't take many full days off. And I changed my mind. I take Sundays off, but it's really, really tough for me to not do work in a full day. I genuinely love to be productive. That's just my personality type. So I don't mind doing the eBay work at all. I don't mind doing the one-offs because I enjoy the process of like cleaning and testing, not so much the testing and the cleaning part, but the process of bringing an item from a thrift store that might just be like old and dirty, making it look as great as I can, and then getting it to the collector or the person that is going to appreciate it. I love that. So I think it depends on what kind of work ethic and workload that you want on yourself. But long-term, I don't think it's a matter of like Amazon over eBay. I think it's just a matter of getting replen products. How many listings do you need to see consistent sales? I'm up to 180 items, sell something every couple days. Most of it is low dollar stuff from a storage unit. It just depends on the item. We've seen both ways. We have two stores, and store number one is clothing and shoes. And at its peak, I mean, we've just had a really tough time getting over 600 listings now. But at our peak, we had that almost to 1,000 listings. And it was like sales, a couple sales were trickling in every day. And then I started an electronics account, and I had the opposite effect. I only had like 30, 40, 50 listings, and I was selling stuff every day. But the electronics that I sourced, I specifically was searching for sold comps to see that these were selling multiple times per month. So with the electronics count, I didn't need many listings as far as a physical number. I didn't need many listings because I was selling in-demand products. Shoes and clothing, little bit of a different game. It's not like you can search. I mean, shoes you can, but you can't really search like an exact blouse or top or something like that and see multiple sales of one exact color, size, fit, etc. So I think it's not so much how many listings do you need, it's how many products that are in demand that show a nice sales history is what it comes down to. But I mean, if you want numbers, if you are at 180 items and you're selling something every couple days, go for double. Try to go for 500 listings. You will definitely be selling stuff every single day at 500. Just solely based going on that 180 number. Each store is a little bit different. Again, some people source high demand items and like they can't keep enough listings up because they sell through so quick. Adam, being consistent is the key. Chaz called me out in the VIP group and challenged me to list 5 items a day for just a week. Best eBay week ever, and ran out of stock too. That is where it's at, my friends. There's a I swear I'm not a jerk inside the VIP group. Everyone's like, he challenged me to do this, but it worked. I just hold people accountable. That's what I enjoy. And if anyone's not in the VIP group and you want that type of accountability, can't say much right now, but just give me a week and stay posted on our Instagram. I'll do a video here on YouTube. There will be something I'm rolling out that's going to help you with accountability. All right, rapid fire. Got to get going soon. I've got a wild 4-year-old and a sleepy 2-month-old I got to go take care of. All right, I'm sorry if I'm going to be missing some questions here. Did you decide where you want to meet up in Sacramento? I did not, because I don't know the exact dates that we're going to be down there yet. I'm going to be down there possibly twice. I've got a shoulder impingement I'm trying to work through. If the impingement goes away, I'm going to be going down to Sacramento in September. Yeah, September. I'll be going down there in September to run Spartan Race. I don't know the exact dates on that yet. And we're also doing a second trip down there also in, I think September or November. I need to get dates in order for this stuff. But we're going to go down there and see a concert. We're taking a thrifting trip on the way down and the way back up. When I figure out dates, I'll get Facebook event page and all that kind of stuff post up for you guys. $2 make a holla. How do we track our inventory? Amazon. Oh, excuse me. Got the LaCroix burps coming up. For Amazon, we use Inventory Lab to track all that. And then for eBay, we just use a spreadsheet that we came up with. Everyone always asks for my spreadsheet. It is not fancy, guys. Literally, column 1 is item name. Column 2 is date that I bought it, how much I paid for it, and then I'll have other columns for like which platform I sold it on, whether it's local sales. We have a physical brick and mortar, our shop. Did I sell it in the shop? Did I sell it on eBay, Mercari, etc.? So I put where it sold, the fees, shipping costs. That's it. Like, it's not fancy. I don't even have like crazy formulas in that one yet. All right. All right. I will give it 5 more minutes. So if you guys want rapid fire question time, drop those in the comments below. I'll get through that. How do you guys like the format of 30-minute rapid fire, get the questions answered versus like an hour, hour and a half? I don't mind doing the hour and a half videos at all. I like long form content myself, so that's why I tend to like do long form content. And some people hang out for the whole time, which is much appreciated. My favorite thing to source right now, I'm still in the collectibles. Like I'm working on I have a 1988 complete set, actually not complete. I found it today. I'm missing Leonardo, so I need to order him, which sucks because I have to pay like almost full retail price. He's going to cost me like $100 to buy. But 1988 factory sealed Ninja Turtle line. I have the whole line. So I'm really excited for that one. That's like potentially $1,500 just in that one lot. So I'm working on that one right now. I've also got a box of like early 2000s Transformers I'm going to be working on next. I might have a potential buyer for that already. So the collector's items, like the 90s stuff, I'm still all into that game. And then Funko Pops are always on my list too. Would I be able to purchase bulk liquidation, resell them on Amazon? I do not recommend doing that at all. Amazon, you can get all kinds of different inauthentic. The biggest thing, it's not so much the IP claims with liquidation stuff on Amazon. It's not so much the IP claims. You might be able to get away and fight that. It's the inauthentic claims. So this is a customer or oftentimes a brand. They'll do a secret buy from you, and then they'll put a claim against you saying this is not an authentic product. Amazon's going to ask you for an invoice or proof of purchase to prove the authenticity of the product. Invoices from liquidators are not often, rarely. Some people have done it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's a very, very difficult time to try to fight a claim with that. And I know several people personally that have been suspended because of that. So I highly recommend you do not sell liquidated items on Amazon. As new, just like I said earlier, used, I still haven't heard from any type of claim from anyone on a used product. That's just me personally. That's my personal opinion. Did I used to do that? Yes. I even did plenty of videos on this in the past 4 years ago. People oftentimes don't look at the timestamps on my videos because I get comments today on my old videos about selling liquidation stuff on Amazon. That was 4 years ago. There was no brand gatings. There was no restrictions. Sell whatever you want on any listing. You can sign up for an Amazon account and there's no gatings. There was no such a thing. So I don't recommend playing the liquidation game on Amazon. There's just too much risk involved with that. That's just for me personally. I know several people that do liquidation on Amazon full time. They know how to like maneuver it around the right way. But if you're new, starting out, do not recommend it. Keep that stuff on local sales. Host your own garage sale once a month, like I've been doing here in the warehouse. Like, there's so many other ways to make money doing liquidation. All right, rapid fire through these last ones. Do I use Uline for all my supplies? Yes. I'm trying to think if I use Yeah, I use Uline for everything. The bubble wrap. We just finished up doing a bunch of these Apple posters. We're still working through a few of these bad boys. Look at that logo. Oh, it makes me so happy. So we're still working through a few of these. Like, look at this. This one's long, so I can't pull it out all the way, but I've just got all these vintage. This one's from, oh, it doesn't have a date on it. A lot of these posters are like 19, the older ones are like 1987, 1988. We've got a few of those. Other ones from like early 90s. But where I was getting at is we were using Uline for the tubes. We store and ship them in these. So we've been pre-doing all of those. That way, you guys can see right there. Those are all pre-done. So that way, when they sell, there's no maneuvering around those rolls. It's just they're already done. We just put the label on them and ship them. But yeah, we use Uline for everything. Between the tubes, we do our bubble wrap, our tape. The only thing I don't buy on Uline is like Scotty peelers and fragile. I mean, we could buy them on Uline. I've never done it. Like fragile stickers, the random sticker stuff that you typically use. Oh my gosh! Went to a collectible toy store and bought 150 figures and a buttload of other stuff for $350. That's a deal. That's awesome. Yeah, the collector's figures I've definitely been enjoying. How do you handle lots of returns, donate, or get rid of? Step one, this is how our warehouse sale started. I had a bunch of customer return stuff and just old inventory I want to get rid of. And I just opened up our warehouse door and let the public come in here. I put signs around town and we sold out of all of it. And then we started doing our warehouse sale every month after that. But before the warehouse sale, we were doing our garage sale at our personal home. Before we had the warehouse, we did this business for 2 years out of our garage at home. Some people forget that. So we would just gather our customer returns like every 2 months or something and just host a garage sale. We've never had issues doing it that way and getting rid of stuff. Anything that is left over, I'm just going to donate and get rid of it. Or if you want to throw it up on, like if it's an Amazon return, sometimes I'll throw it up on eBay and it will sell. If it's an eBay return, I don't care. I'll get rid of it and donate it and write it off. Look at the message above that one. Did I miss one? Kind of want to get this out to the group. A great sourcing method I found was to liquidate local stores' old inventory that is not selling. That is awesome. Yeah, you guys, if you go in, and this is a lot of it boils down to making friends with those employees and managers. There's a lot of slow moving stuff that they have that they want to get rid of, which you might be able to make some money on, and it's helping them. So it's a win-win for both. Yeah, it's a great tip. Where to authenticate Adidas shoes? I've never done it myself. I would assume just an Adidas store. I don't know if there's like a special way to authenticate those. I know somebody I forgot who it was. Somebody on Instagram took a pair of Nikes that they found to a Nike store and they authenticated them. So I don't know. Adidas might work that same way. I bought some items for Amazon, but I'm restricted in that item, but the sales on eBay are very slow. How can I increase the sales on eBay? You can do the typical stuff, run promoted listing, have competitive pricing, decent photo. You can run a sale. Like there's a couple different things you can do. Do I recommend a prep center in Portland area? I do not know of any in the Portland area currently. I'm not really like in with the prep center network, so I don't really know like I know we have several in Oregon just because it's sales tax free. We don't have sales tax here. So I know there's some here. I've just never used any. You need some of those posters. We'll tell you what, they are listed on not these specific ones. I'm still working on these ones, but we have the whole Think Different campaign line. We have a bunch of those. So I've been listing up some of those. We've sold a few, which is great. So I shipped one out earlier today. So you can go check those out. And being the audience here, if you guys ever see anything in our eBay store and you want, I'm more than happy to give you guys a slight discount because you're the audience. But yeah, if you guys go to the store, you see any of the posters that you like, just let me know. You can just shoot me a message on Instagram or something like that. All right, last couple, I promise. How do you take pictures for a big poster? I have no idea. That's why they're not done yet. We busted through the other ones fine. These things are like, there's a G4. Which one is it? Is this the G4? Yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, I've got the old school G4 posters. These things are like 5 feet long. So if you guys have any tips, I am more than open for tips. My plan was I was just going to lay it across the table here and just get on a ladder and take an overhead shot. I don't know if there's a better way to do that. I mean, the image is going to be kind of small because it's so long. I have to be far up from it. So I have, yeah, I don't know. That's why they're still up there, because I haven't figured out the best way to do it. I don't think there's one best way. I just think I'm going to have to take a lot of, like, make sure I take up close photos. Yeah, please message me if you guys have any experience with that. How do I decide on an offer for an item? Do you mean like if I get an offer, how do I decide if I take it or not? If that's the question, then it's simply, am I happy with that number? If I've got a $40 item, and so I had this happen. I have a $40 item up right now, and somebody offered 15. No, like if it's that low, I don't even counter anymore. I just decline. I'm not going to waste my time doing that. Typically people that go that low are not going to be willing to come up on price much, because maybe they want to resell it themselves, which is fine. We're all in the same game here. But if it's like a $40 item, they offer 25, then I'll counter and come down to like, 35, 32, somewhere in that range. They might counter back at like 28, 30. Then I'll take it if there's wiggle room in my margin. You don't want to cut into your profit too much. You're in this to make money. Do I counter offer? Yes. Most of the time I counter offer. I don't get too many low ballers. Yeah, send me a photo of that toy haul you got. I love, if you guys ever like get cool toy hauls, I just love to see that stuff. What should a person new to Amazon FBA be trying to sell? Books are always probably the best thing to start with. They're low buy cost, high ROI. Rarely do you see brand gatings on books. You just got to learn kind of the book game. It's its own little category. So you got to learn how like the waves of the seasons kick in for textbooks and stuff like that. Books are great though. And then from there, it's just a numbers game. You literally have to go scan 1,000 items to see the different brands you are not gated in, so you can focus on those. Get your sales history up, and then you can start to apply to get auto approved. Thanks for your honesty, Chaz. That's why we watch you. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Like, one thing you'll never, like, I'm not going to bullshit you guys. You guys should know by now, after 4 years of doing this YouTube game, I've not changed my personality. I don't sit here and try to like come up with the best clickbait titles to draw eyeballs. Like, that's just not me. I'm always going to keep it real with you guys. Some people don't like that, and that's okay. They don't need to be here. Y'all are here. Y'all are the ones I want to be helping. Instagram is just it's the Side Hustle Network. Somebody took Side Hustle Network, and they don't even use the account. I messaged them like, I will buy your account. I know it's against TOS, but like, I need that name. So it's the Side Hustle Network. We do free shipping across the board. And I just work, really, the free shipping, I just work it into my price anyway. So it's not like I'm losing money. Effing clickbait titles. Don't get me wrong. Like, as a YouTuber, yes, I want to make money with YouTube. Okay. Any YouTuber who's like, I just want to help people, it's BS. Come on. Like, I love to help people and I love to get paid. Why not do both? Which is what YouTube can offer. But I don't feel that if I could be so much more clickbaity, I could be so much larger of a channel than we are if I went down that road. And it just doesn't align with who I am at my core. And I'm not going to sacrifice that. Is there a way to get ungated in textbooks? Textbooks is not gated, so you shouldn't have any issues. If you do see a restriction pop up, it's going to be from the actual publisher level. Is it hard to, is it hard, this is my favorite question. Is it hard to sell on eBay? If I said yes, would you still do it? Because if you said yes anyways, okay, now we can have a conversation. Yes, it's hard. It's a lot more labor intensive. You have to have processes. You have to be driving around to find a lot of these one-offs unless you find quantity in a replen. But if you're willing to put in the work, yeah, it's hard, but guess what? It pays. It's worth it if you're finding the right stuff. Yeah, you guys like my bubble wrap holder? I wasn't going to go spend $50 for a freaking rod that sticks out of the wall. I can go to Lowe's and get a freaking plumbing pipe that would do the same thing, but Trista came up with that. It's just a bungee cord on the pegboard. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't need the fancy. You guys want to know my other fancy one? I have a rolling one that I put bubble wrap on. It's a clothing rack. I got at Goodwill for like $5. It's just a clothing rack, and I just took it off and like slide the bubble wrap on there, and it's mobile. Yeah, don't be wasting your money on shit like that. Oh, man. One-off is just if you go and find a product and it's just one product one time. Like if I go into a thrift store and I find this sunscreen and there's only one of them, that's a one-off. There's not multiples. I can't go back into the same thrift store again and find the same item again. But if you have something called a replen that is replenishable, then that means I bought this, let's say, actually I did get this at Walmart. If I bought this at Walmart and I sold it, I can go back into Walmart and keep buying it again. That's a replen or a replenishable. All right. Well, if you got anything out of this video, hopefully now you know you shouldn't be wasting money on bubble wrap holders. Just get yourself a bungee cord and hang it off something. And before the pegboard, we had a shelf in our garage when Trista found out how to do this. In our garage, we just had one of those like clunky black shelves that you can buy for like $20 at Walmart. For our inventory, and she just hooked it on the top shelf and it hung down on the side of it. So there you go. If you took anything out of tonight's video, it's going to be the bungee wrap or the bungee. How are we going to do this? Bungee bubble wrap cord, bungee bubble wrap holder, bungee. Yeah, we'll just stick with that. All right. I'm already over my time. Sorry. I tried to do 30 minutes. It's tough. I'll get there. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, smash that like button. It does help us out here on the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And stay tuned Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will be back on schedule. And I'm going to get wifey on here. So today's schedule today was random. I didn't tell her I was going live. She tried to call earlier, but she's probably like, where's he at? So Tuesday, we'll probably have wifey unless she goes sourcing because she's going to go hit the bins a few times next week. So aside from that, you guys have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace out, crew.